doubtful, treasured sites in Christianity.
How did things go so well turn out to be so bad right now? All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. We are here on Congressional Hearing Tuesday, and we are going to, So I fixed the computer, the camera, right? I fixed it. But today, the computer wanted to do an update. So it had to restart. And now I lost all the settings. So we're back to square one. This is unbelievable. I'm not going to stand for it. I will turn the show right off. And I tried finding the actual thing that helped me, the app, and I can't find it on the computer. So this is it. Whatever happens with the focus, it's not up to me anymore. But here we are at 7 o'clock. Glad you could be here. So we had the congressional hearings this morning. A lot of you were here. I appreciate that. And we got exactly what we thought we were going to get. But I didn't think they would show us a balloon as a UFO. You saw it right here. That's what they gave us. They showed from the cockpit of a F-18, I believe, F-16, F-2, who cares? And this thing goes by at breakneck speeds. You get to see it for a quarter of a frame. And there's something hanging from the bottom of it. So I'm going on Twitter today, and I see this, and I'm going to share it, that, oh, you fuck, I thought I fixed it. I thought I fixed the sharing the screen. I am really, they're testing me right now. They're testing me. That's all. It's just a test of the emergency broadcast system. This from ACOM, but it's really from the Star, I believe. They show us a picture, but there's no string on theirs. How's that even possible? There's one on mine, but look at this. What did they do there? Huh. Yeah. You know what they did. And that came from the Sun, sorry. Pentagon has extremely clear 23-minute UFO video showing multiple craft moving in strange patterns, claims Lou Elizondo. It's not an insider, it's the lard ass. Oh, here it is. Yeah, down here. Lou Elizondo headed up the secret A-tip, existence of the footage as revealed the existence of the footage as pressure continues to mount on the U.S. to come clean on the phenomenon. Phenomena. Anyway, that's the joke. It's on us. And welcome to Goof. Oh, your mother's got, I'm telling you. So I'm going to invite everybody who wants to come on tonight to talk. And I know some of you are waiting for this. So I'm going to put the link to the show in the chat room. You mother effing motherless motherfucker. I am very excited to hear what the people on UCR, they're probably like, this was groundbreaking. This was awesome. That's Lou Angelo. This is fantastic. It's history in the man. I said it's history. It is history. They talked about everything we talked about for the last 2 to 5 years. I feel like I've been vindicated. My phone home was responsible for getting more people into the Congress talking about UFOs. What do you think, Rather? I think it sucked. We didn't get anything, and plus they showed a balloon. Thank you, Rather, but I have more to say. UFO Jane, what do you say? Same thing as Rather, but no, it's all right. We know what you guys think. Yeah, you loved it, right? You loved it. Unbelievable. Here's the link to join the show. We're going to talk about it. Hang tight. Roll call. And roll call will be quick. I can't get to everybody. Just know that I care. Member Rebecca Wiles, welcome to the show. Scott Archer, welcome to the show. Carlin, welcome to the show. Member Rebecca, I already did that. Member Josh Godson, Joshua Godson, welcome to the show. Sean Cleveland Music, welcome to the show. Stu Gerson, welcome to the show. 12 Feet Tall, welcome to the show. The UFO Man's back in action, welcome to the show. Lisa A. Hey, why you gotta do that to me? Don't you know how I feel about you? Welcome to the show. The Gorilla Gamer, welcome to the show, member. The beautiful one, Felicia Flores, welcome to the show. The Sixth Sense, welcome to the show. Moody Mongol, welcome to the show. Member David Wilcox, welcome to the show. Liz G, welcome to the show. Great picture, by the way. Lisa M. Welcome to the show. Stavros Stavro. Welcome to the show. John Griffin. Welcome to the show. Am I too obvious when it comes to Lisa M? Dirty Mike. Welcome to the show. I know. I can't believe you made it, dude. I'm happy for you. Nathan Allen. What's up? Welcome to the show, Chief. Good to see you. Nathan has been with this show for a very, very long time. Not goof on. I'm talking years, a decade at least. Will Carundrum, welcome to the show. Alfie Joe Bob, welcome to the show. All right. Member Bernie Muro and everybody else. Complaziert, welcome to the show. You're killing me. You're killing me. You know, I just can't get over you. I mean, that's a beautiful picture. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody, I'm sorry. I can't help it. If you haven't noticed by now, I've got a huge crush on Lisa M. All right, let's get this show rolling. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Murder Hornet returns. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that, Lisa. I should have done that behind the scenes. Yeah, the purple. Yeah. I only wore this shirt once because the collar, but I think I washed it out. This is such a really good shirt too. This nothing feels like this shirt. It feels like I'm wearing silk, satin, something. It feels like I am wearing a robe of some kind. Gorilla Gamer's here. I'm going to bring him on. Anybody else wants to join? I am going to... Hold on. I forgot. I got to pin that message, by the way. So, hold on a second. Shut off. Never mind. I can't even speak right now. All right. So, the message is pinned. Anybody who wants to join, you're welcome to. That's the type of show we're doing tonight. Hey! It just showed up on. Why isn't it showing up in my chat room? Is there a Goof on Bathrobe episode part 2 incoming? I tell you what. I might do weekend shows in my bathrobe. I think I like it. Maybe a Sunday night. I've only got the one bathrobe. I used to have 2, but the other one's gone. Yeah, somebody stole it because they're really expensive. I don't know. It's like a $300 bathrobe somebody got for me. Yeah, the other one's gone. It was all white. Oh, it was so nice too. All right, we're getting some people joining in. Tacey Hales here. Welcome. Josh, how you doing? John P. Adventures jumped on me. Stephen A., welcome. All right, let's get this show rolling. And the Josh and Artemis show are here. Now we can get started. All right, you ready? Let's start bringing people in. We've got Gorilla Gamer, the Sixth Sense here so far.
Woohoo!
Hey,
What's up, fellers?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
So, how you guys doing, man? You having a good afternoon, evening? What did you think of the thing? And is it raining?
Yeah, it just got done raining here.
Perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
So, what do you think about the congressional hearings today, my friend?
I think that was just a way to further militarize the UFO subject.
You mean to the layman? You mean to like the people who aren't familiar with what's going on?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, no, just to have an excuse to give more money to the military. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an excuse to boost the funds of the military to say that there's a
threat.
Man, I'm having a hard time talking. Jesus.
You're looking at Lisa too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
Your eyes to yourself.
No, it's
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
They're saying there's a little echo, and I'm hearing it too.
I hear a little echo too.
And so somebody mute. Sixth Sense, can you mute? I want to
2.
see if it's you. I think it's you.
Okay, it might be. Me. Where's the mute? I forgot. Up there.
Hello? How's that? Gorilla Gamer?
Sounds good.
Yeah, now it's good. But yeah, Sixth Sense, when you're ready to come back, yeah, it's echoing bad with you on.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah.
No rush. So here, Gorilla Gamer, let's do this.
Yes, sir.
Let's think that this isn't about getting funding for non-UFO, or what if it is for UFOs? What if it is? Do you think this is the way to go about it? The way they did it today?
No.
What would you have done differently if you were in a congressional hearing like this?
What would I have done differently?
Or let me say this: what should have been done?
It's a pie in the sky type of I would have wanted more information. You obviously see it's a balloon. I mean, that's all that was given. That's it. And
they couldn't even review that properly. If you've seen them, it was just a mess. It was like, I mean, don't you know that there's little controls in these media players? At least that, right?
Right.
You know, for frame by frame type stuff.
Yeah. The quality of it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Man. I mean, come on.
That's their best.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I agree with you. Go ahead, buddy.
No. Go ahead, Sixth Sense.
I agree with you that I'm sure that there's some at some level they want funding for projects of people doing literally nothing, basically. You know, they want to fund these people to do nothing. I mean, clearly, look, I mean, they had, what did they say? They had 44 examples. I'm like saying, wait a minute here. How long you guys been? Oh, was that 144?
I thought they said
Oh no,
144.
I
Am I
thought
wrong?
they said initially. Yeah, I thought I think initially they said something like 44. But and then
Okay.
there was 400, but they were
Yeah,
only given
400.
40, and then they were only given like 44 to review or something like that.
Yeah,
Now,
so they have 400, but they only showed us one.
now I also agree that look, you never hear anything in these congressional hearings. It's always whatever happens backstage. You never hear it. You just don't. I totally
No.
agree with that.
It is. By the way, I seen my picture on Corundrum there. That is unbelievable. Looks
Oh,
great,
that's
man.
great. Yeah, that's
Cigar and a
beautiful.
gold chain. That's what was missing from the outfit.
Straight
Um,
pimping.
Right? I thought so. You're like the Rich Hefner of ufology. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was saying it yesterday, or that day you had it on, and I'm like, I gotta go do a picture. I gotta get a cigar in this guy's mouth, get some chains around him. You know,
I couldn't find my black one, the beanie, and that now it's in here. I didn't know it was in here, and I just had the
the
pink
red's
one.
great. It makes you stand out more. It's great.
That's funny. So, what do you? Dorothy's here as
Hey,
well.
Dorothy.
Thanks for joining, Dorothy Hawkins. So, what's your opinion? I'm excited to hear about you.
Well, I thought it was good for the people who haven't learned anything about it or didn't even know about the subject beforehand. For those of us who've been following it for a while, I don't know that there was anything of substance except what I read out of what they were talking about, how to control the narrative of
Yeah.
misinformation, disinformation. And what I read out of that is, well, we're going to get it in your face censorship. And it seems like a lot of the podcasters are getting that right now. So I'm curious to hear what anybody else has to say about that aspect of it.
Yeah, the representative, I checked out and I can't remember his name, I'm sorry. The one that was pretty much heading towards it's alien type stuff. On his Twitter, he went ahead and mentioned something of that, saying, "Oh, well, they didn't ask people that really experienced it." And I'm like saying, "Are you talking about Lou? Lou? You mean Lou?" That's all I can think of. And I think you're right with that. You know, here they see that there's this personal or individual narrative that they want to push, you know, and it's multiple groups, right? 3 or 4 different ways to go on this. And I think that the government's like saying, we can't make you all happy. So, you know what? How about we don't hear from any of you and we only hear from the government officials? And that's what this representative was talking about. I can't think of his name. I'll have to look at it here.
Right. They're not going to include any public reports into their official counts, which
Right.
is the majority of sightings, actually.
Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, that would cost a boatload of time and money, though, to take care of the and I posted it on that representative. I'll check in a second here. I posted it on there. I'm saying, you know, what talking with Area 503s, saying what would happen if they took on all the reports. I mean, 90% of those are hoaxes or you know, stupid shit that they already know what it is. I mean, what's that one? Somebody sent me a link. There was something on Lake Michigan or something, and you could look in the background and you're like, those are cop lights. Those are police lights. You know, and I'm like, how can you even say that that's a UFO? I mean, but go ahead. I'm sorry, Gorilla.
No. I just burped.
Okay. Okay. Practicing.
My bad.
I think you're right there, Dorothy. You know, but is it even workable to take on all the public stuff, especially being that a lot of it is balloons? Literally.
I would imagine if they're competent at looking at these things and dissecting them the way Rich is, they'd be able to get through plenty of them in a day's time. Like, as a secretary, I had to go through like 500 resumes for my replacement for the district manager at Kelly Services. And it was easy to toss the ones in the pile that had any mistakes at all just out of hand. Because if you're going to represent a big, you know, worldwide company like Kelly Services, you can't have any errors in your resume. You know what I'm saying? So those who are educated in how to you know, interpret what is being shown, I would think that they'd be able to plow through a whole bunch of them real quick and just, okay, that's out. That's out. That's out.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. See, I think a lot of those people on the, I think they were very ignorant to ufology.
At the
kind
end,
of,
I seen that. Yes.
yeah, it was just kind of like, it was just kind of like they were trying to give it to the layman.
Yeah.
Right. And which, like you said, historically, it's sets up, it sets it all up. Maybe this is, well, of course you said it's the beginning,
Right.
and there has to be a beginning.
I'm just, for once in my life, I'm trying to be positive about, where this might go. But if you look at what Tim Burchett said, I know that might be small, but it says in a tweet from him, Representative Tim Burchett, the UFO hearing this morning was a total joke. We should have heard from people who could talk about things they'd personally seen, but instead, the witnesses were government officials with limited knowledge who couldn't give real answers to serious questions.
Right.
Isn't that always the case, though?
Isn't it?
Yeah, they always have these incompetent people running the show. I mean, I hate to give Lou as an example, but he's incompetent, in my opinion.
He's failed.
Yeah, he's failed.
Once he left TTSA, he just fell apart.
What was TTSA? I mean, that was a joke too.
I know that, but for him personally, his personal image got destroyed after that. Even though it was on the way down, it took a plummet because he couldn't control himself. And that's what they did to him. They protected him from the podcasts where they were going to do this to him and ask hard questions and sneak in a question here or there without him expecting, that type of question. Because back then, TTSA, their people would set everything up for him. The interviews, he didn't know that people were being denied and all this. So they ran everything for him, and that's for a reason. He fell apart. But yeah, it's interesting. The Conundrum is here too and has many points wanted to get out. So did we talk about all of them yet, or do you have something else you want to add?
I have. So I went through that video bit by bit and had thoughts on pretty much all their little things they had going on there. First off, the first one was, hold on a sec, I emailed them. I texted them myself, so I have them at hand. And it was at 6:50 in the video that you had on your show, Rich. They talked about supersonic weapons from China and Russia. I felt in that, I felt like they were coming forward with that. That's what I felt out of that. I thought out of that, like that whole whatever they were talking there, I got that out of it. Russia and China has supersonic weapons. That's what they had. They committed it. At least that's
evidence of supersonic weapons or supersonic
hyper.
Yeah, hyper.
My bad.
Oh,
as a matter of fact, yeah, I queued it up so we could hear because I wanted to play that. That's an interesting comment. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Check this out. Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
You know what? Speaking about upon that a statement, I seen a clear division between representatives or congressmen that were supporting both sides. Like there was nothing in the middle. There was either it's the alien side or it's the military side. The like Gorilla brought up. The military industrial complex. Is that really what they're doing? They're supporting that. There was nobody in the middle though. That's what I noticed.
It's the threat narrative. They want to push that threat narrative.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? And so the only way you're going to do it is by Russia or China or these UFO dudes.
Well, they got to have a threat to get funding here.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's also essential that our pilots and others feel they can report UAPs they observe without any stigma for doing so. This is the open, unclassified portion of our hearing. We'll have a closed, classified part later. It's important for the public to know that the classification of information exists to protect national security, not to try to hide the truth. When we're trying to determine if any UAPs are new technologies being developed by foreign governments, we are inevitably going to run into classified information about what new systems and technologies we do know are in the works here or abroad. But where information does not risk national security, it should be shared with our allies and the public when feasible. I hope that we can have your assurance to this end today. It's my hope that the intelligence community will continue to try to determine the nature of UAPs we've observed and will keep Congress fully apprised of all developments. I look forward to this hearing and continued dialogue and oversight with the intelligence community on this topic. And with that, I yield back.
Word
Back
after
and now
bad
turn
eggs.
to our distinguished chairman, Adam Schiff, for any comments he wishes to make.
Thought that was it.
Investigate.
No, Rich,
that we
on
can-
your show, last night's show, I looked it up. I didn't use this one.
But it's from this, right?
It was 6 minutes in your show that you played it,
From,
and you were
from
late.
this morning?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, from this morning.
Okay. Well, that would be about right here. That was it. It was somebody else. I think it's right here because this is at 9 minutes.
Ranking Member Crawford, distinguished members of the subcommittee, it's a privilege to be here with you today. UAP efforts. The NDAA for fiscal year 2022 has helped us to establish a dedicated office to
Is it
oversee
this guy?
No, it was the gentleman that
processes
had
and
last time.
procedures for the timely collection, process.
This one.
We have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges
Yeah, it was
and
that
other
man there.
designated airspace. Reports of sightings are frequent and continuing. We attribute
Yeah.
this increase in reporting to a number of factors, including our work to destigmatize.
What's that?
If you notice, and he does mention this later, that one of the congressmen asked him, are these like all happening within military airspace or locations and stuff? And the answer was, well, yes. And we don't really have anything in the public sector. We haven't been checking the public sector. The only areas where we have any of our data is near military bases or installations or ships and such.
Their language is very controlled and
Exactly.
evades telling the truth all the time.
It's
Oh,
like
we don't
scripted.
have any information on it. That just means it didn't cross their desk. Doesn't mean they don't have any information.
Yeah, towards the end, Dorothy, they went ahead and they really hushed up a lot, and as he played that first clip there where, they don't want to give away military secrets, and I can't blame them for that. And the thing is can you at least tell us something or hint us in what you're going to be talking about in the closed session? Because we never hear of the closed sessions. What do we, and that's so right. That's so frustrating. That just,
Because it's easier to say that China has supersonic weapons
hyper
and to hypersonic and invest $40 billion. It's way easier to tell the public that than to say, hey, we got aliens.
That did come out. That did come out not too long ago. I'm going to say maybe 5 months ago, I'm going to guess, or maybe at the turn of the year or so. They mentioned that China's military is building much faster than the U.S. military. I mean, that was what they were saying.
Hypersonic. Yeah, they were the only ones that had a hypersonic rocket go around the world in 1 hour and missed its landing mark by only 25 miles.
Right.
So,
when the U.S. tried that, the thing blew and split apart in midair. Remember when they did? I think they did it off the California coast or over in the Pacific.
We haven't had anything last longer than 6 or 9 minutes.
Yeah, it just failed. Right. So maybe that's what they were speaking of then.
Yeah, but then I saw something a month after China made their announcement, or it came out that they had a hypersonic test that went around the world. Then a month later, it says that we have something faster and better. I'm like, shut up. We don't have shit.
And
I don't
and now
even know.
Russia's saying that they have this. Now Russia says that we have you can't even block this thing. It's going so fast. Yeah, I know.
Mystic 15.
You think it's
thanks for the.
You think it's a?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you think it's a game of what do they call that? Poker face?
Yeah, of course it is. It has to be. But nothing else makes sense. Here he says Mystic 15, $20. Thanks a lot. There's a video from 2 U.S. jet fighters that went after a similar round UAP. It was caught on passive radar, jammed active. Is that the one we've always seen? We've always seen? On the third pass, they said it looked like a large rock. I don't ever remember seeing that video. Anybody?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar to me.
Yeah,
Are they talking about a Muamua?
I don't know. I've heard of that, Rich.
I don't
That
think-
is something. I have heard of something like that. I just can't remember where.
I would love to see that because I've never seen it. Not
I think
that I'm
with a
aware
still
of.
image or more of a probably like a blog maybe, but I don't know about videos.
Well, if you look at what the UAP what do they call them now? The UAP people there, what they were saying, look at a lot of these things are anomalies from the equipment itself. So you have to determine, like that triangle one, and everybody. I mean, is that the most common shape in all of UFO? We're triangle. Now it's a triangle because of the way that the camera looks at it. And I hear that, and I know I see Dorothy laughing over there. The thing is it an excuse or is it an actuality? I mean, in my opinion, I think it's an actuality because, when you see these things from the space station and stuff, or from satellites or just space in general, you see all these anomalies, and people say that they're this and they're that, and they're UFOs. No, they're not. They're ice particles that are coming off the ship, or dust, things like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Dorothy can touch in on that a little bit then.
Well, what I find amazing about the little video they showed with the balloon is that our friend Anthony from Unidentified S4 got better video from his backyard the other night and showed it all over the place. But they don't want that. No.
Yeah, they do toss us garbage. I agree. They do toss us garbage, and granted, they always use the excuse that, well, that's FLIR, so it's natively not that good of quality. Okay, well, you're telling me if you have all this FLIR, why don't you have any things that aren't FLIR? Real camera type stuff. Why don't you do any of that? Why don't we ever see any of that? And when we do see like what they showed in the hearing there, it's useless. And it did look like I got to say, it did look like a freaking balloon to me. It looked like it was standing still because those jets are cruising right along. And judging from, and that's why, look, if you look at the way that the pilot was looking, he was looking forward, and before it even got to him, he looked backwards because he knew damn well he wasn't going to be able to see it. It was going to zip right by him before he even got a chance to see it. So he looked behind.
Yikes.
It's like when you're driving your car. I mean, and please keep your eyes on the road, but if something's gonna zip by you, what do? You look in your rear view mirror or something, and you try to see what the hell that was because you can't see it as it's breaking fast.
Your audio is so bad, dude. Your audio is cutting out every.
All right. Yep.
Just to touch up on that kind of thing, what he was kind of saying with the shape of it and stuff. Now, I'm a experiencer of a UFO craft. Okay, I know it's UFO because it was just not the norm, and it was a drip-shaped craft. Now, I want to know that still image that you got there, Rich. That's a great still image. Would you say that's a drip shape, like a tear drip shaped craft?
No, it's a balloon of some sort.
Oval. You think so?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
I don't
the
think
one I seen was a metallic drip shape, and if it was turned just ever so slightly,
it could have been a weather balloon.
But all I know is what I can. All I know is what they show me. So I have to go by what else I know that looks like that, and it looks like a balloon. I've never seen a UFO that looks like something that like that. But that's me. If you have,
I've seen something like a drip shape. So I've seen that shape. And it was close, so I know kind of what it should look like.
You got it on video?
No, obviously not.
Come on.
I wish. I still
come on. You know where you're at right now.
I kicked myself over it. I was in awe. I was in awe. That's why I didn't grab my phone. I was in awe and watched it, and then before I knew it, it was like, shit. I should have. I I should have grabbed my phone.
That's all right.
Yeah, don't.
I am
curse here.
trying to bring this up here. Here's their video.
And that's why I wanted, and the image you had or you got on there, it looked like a drip. I didn't see it long enough.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, this is just the video that they tried showing us. Watch it. It's gonna go there. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Ah!
You see a little black, it's zipping, but
Well, I don't know what's happening. It could be the plane going by it, or I don't know.
It looks like a laser light. You know what I mean? Like a
well,
laser
at that speed it would though. If it was going like supersonic, right, or hypersonic, yeah,
hypersonic, goddamn.
Yeah, and that's what I thought I seen. Like maybe it's a military thing. I can't assume it's alien in nature. Maybe it's a super hypersonic shit that they're making. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the question I have. Is propulsion wise? I mean, what kind of propulsion would that even have?
Exactly.
That would be like a plasma kind of, just a super heated and coming at the tip. Like if it was a drip shape, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like it's standing still.
And it drip, that shape of a drip would carry the wind would just go around it like it was nothing. So the wind wouldn't even affect it because that's a natural form and it's keeping natural, right? And so it would be able to go in the water, in the sky, and not be affected by wind or whatever.
Yeah, but this thing, I mean, this is nothing.
It's not a good example. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the
because they're not going to show us a real UFO.
That's the one that they showed us of the 400. So
yeah.
So do you think that this is intentionally that they showed this really ridiculous thing that tells us nothing? You know, I mean, they said that it was. It looks like it's standing still, whatever it is. Yeah, I guess.
It's for the layman.
Is my audio better there, Rich?
Yeah, it's much better.
It crashed my browser. I need to do an update or something. I don't know.
But this guy moves the camera from the front to the side, waits for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Very strange. They must have flown by it already once or twice and knew where it was going to be. You know what I mean?
Well,
it is.
One of the congressmen went ahead and mentioned, have you ever tried to contact any of these craft, you know, say, hey, look, you're in a U.S. airspace, you know, please identify yourself. You know, I mean, isn't that protocol?
That's right. How come we don't hear that?
It's so fast. I mean, he'd be like, yeah.
And then they asked, have you heard a response from them? And it's like, no. Is there any radio transmission at all? No. You know, and it's like, what do you even got this damn thing for if it doesn't have at least two things? You know, you got one thing. You got a little camera or video that doesn't really even show anything. It shows a balloon. It looks like it's standing still to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
it really is. But I don't think it's. Yeah, it looks like just the plane flew by something. You're right. It doesn't look like it's moving, but it does. We can't tell.
Right.
We can't tell.
It doesn't look like a threat.
You know, if you get somebody like Nick West or something, I'll bet you he's working on this right now. Or, you know, hey, wait a minute here. I got a question. Have you guys ever seen this video before they showed it here?
No.
I haven't myself.
No.
Nope.
Damn it, I can't catch it in this.
Because they don't catch it until right at the very end. And it's
I know, I'm trying to catch it and I just can't. I'm usually really good, but it's like, it's in and out so fast. You have to stop it perfectly, and it's the worst type of video. Anyway, everybody knows it's bullshit anyway. But, yeah,
it was interesting that they didn't have, they asked about, have you had, you know, crashes occur with these things and they said, oh no, but we've had many near misses. Well, if it's always near missing you, doesn't that indicate some sort of intelligent operation that's just sort of showing off for you so that you know that they're there?
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, Dorothy, because right after that they asked something of the effect of, well, what about the oceans and the seas? And they said, well, we'll have to speak in the back room with that. You know, we'll have to speak off the record.
It's all backwards.
Did you notice that? I mean,
Yeah.
why would you answer a question when it's in airspace and not something that when it's in like the oceans and stuff?
Hey, it's different, brother. It's different.
Yeah.
And they
I mean, there's
did
a lot
act uninterested on the nuclear issue, which was strange. They did.
Well, I think they
that
tried
was
to.
weird, too.
I think they tried to go ahead and say that, well, okay, that's just conspiracy or that's just crazy. But, right, I think that initially they said something like, well, we weren't given that data. So
That was
we
that-
don't know nothing about it, playing the.
So if
playing
you
that
pull
game.
up your show
Get
from
this,
today, Rich,
400.
at 56:15, that's when they kind of get into it on your show from this morning.
I'll have to go back to mine.
They talk about that. That's one of the things I wanted to mention. That they said, come right from the horse's mouth, that they didn't know about that incident. And it just boggled my mind. I'm like, but that was a military incident. You don't know about that?
You're right,
Like-
right. I thought that was unusual too.
Yeah.
All right,
Or at least they played like they didn't know, and then they
I think it's
went
the
ahead.
dumb card. They try to pull that dumb card. I'm
They pull
serious.
it. Yeah. Yeah. They ain't pulling it. They're just dumb.
in which there's simply too little data to create a reasonable explanation. There are a small handful of cases in which we have more data that our analysis simply hasn't been able to fully pull together a picture of what happened. And those are the cases where we talk about where we see some indications of flight characteristics or signature management that are not what we had expected. When it comes to material that we have no material. We have detected no emanations within the UAP task force that would suggest it's anything non-terrestrial in origin. So there's when I say unexplained, I mean everything from too little data to the data that we have doesn't point us towards an explanation, but we'll go wherever the data takes us. Again, we've made no assumptions about what this is or isn't. We're committed to understanding these, and so we'll go wherever that data.
Is this where I went right to 56:15?
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so maybe that's not the one. Hold on.
Well, and these guys can, never mind.
No, go ahead.
But you see,
No. That's
you see
Try
immediately
49,
where he's going
35,
with this,
right,
though.
so-
You see immediately where he's going with this. He's saying, look, even though you give us the data, it doesn't mean that we're going to automatically just figure, okay, this is something other than terrestrial.
exactly. He's saying it's alpha or zeta. He's just we either have no data or it's
Or the data that we got is useless. But then why don't they do with what, like Dorothy said? And I like that suggestion. At least take something from the public sector, but throw it into like a filtering system. Here, have 2 or 3 people. I mean, you don't need like 20 people. Have 2 or 3 people at least filter through. All right, this is complete garbage. We already know that this is a balloon. We already know what this is. Throw it away. At least, and then maybe offer a selection from that. I mean, granted, that's more people that you got to pay, but I mean, if you're going to spend millions and millions and millions of taxpayer dollars, why not at least make an effort? At least, and don't just
which one?
Spherical object.
Check my Gmail quick.
In that area, and as they fly by it, they take a video. You see it looks reflective in this video, somewhat reflective, and it quickly passes by the cockpit of the aircraft.
Oh, Rochelle Lynch
And
sent
is
$5.
this one of the phenomena that we
Didn't
can't
get that
explain?
later.
I do not have an explanation
I don't know what I'm looking for.
what this specific.
This is awful with me
object
talking
is.
over.
And
Told me to
is
go
this
to my
one of the
Gmail. I can't listen to this. I can't. And Mark D. Truth Searcher sent me it's not the same exact thing that I have. Yours is what they showed on the star or the sun, whatever. My clip, where I paused it, is on the left side of the screen. Yours is on the right. And mine shows, I guess, I don't know why it does and yours doesn't, but maybe it's just an anomaly, but it's a very suspicious anomaly that looks like a string hanging from, maybe a weather balloon, which I really think that's what it is. And I don't think the guys expected to see it when they were flying around. How could they not?
And historically, weather balloons are reflective, right?
Oh yeah.
So, okay.
And
Yeah, they're like
there's
30
so many.
30,000 feet or
He said
better,
that.
though. So
You
Yeah.
know,
that was above the clouds. So it would be in
That
the
was-
range, I would imagine.
yeah.
Well, it
Did
could have been
anybody
going
else
up. It could have been coming down. Huh?
Yeah.
Did anybody else think that the quality of the questions in the open part of the hearing were just sort of lame for the most part? I did. I'm thinking
like
they saved
sort of.
all their good questions for the closed part.
It was
The
like
ones that actually
routine.
feel they actually know something about what they're asking about.
Yeah.
Well, they started the whole thing reading off from a script. I mean, the first couple people where that's all they were doing. You know, come on, can't you just talk to us like, as human beings? Stop reading this pre-scripted shit, and that pissed me off. Yeah, right off the bat, the first 2 or 3 people were like that.
Yeah,
And
I
it,
mean,
wa-
I
it, wa-
want to make a point
Like I
about that.
said, it's the subject. It's the people they are trying to deliver it to. So
Yeah.
they're dumbing it down,
good
basically.
point.
I'm telling you, we know too much. They are trying to push it to the mainstream.
Right.
And so they're going to dumb it down at the beginning. The whole thing was dumbed down, for God's sakes.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was nothing learned at all. And it was like we were speaking, like we were being spoken to by like children. It's, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. The whole
Right.
thing.
David Wilcox got it right. Not one easel, no charts, graphs, stage questions, just a sham. We have to move on from this and hopefully make our own discoveries without them. Right. We've always said that anyway. And look, they had to start from scratch. This is what they're doing. They're starting from scratch from 2004. That's what I think.
I do too.
And, they're just giving us we know, like Gorilla Gamer just said, we're smart, we know, but the general population doesn't know anything, and they'll forget about this in an hour.
Okay, what about this, Rich? What about this? How about the stuff that they can't identify, that they say, is useless, right? And that we can't even tell what it is, so we can't tell you that it's military or not. Give it to the public then. Because you're not saying that this is military secrets. At least give us that. I do agree with you. I mean, I don't agree with giving up military secrets, though. However, I'm gonna.
You got to remember the people. They're trying to have they're trying to scare those ignorant people, I guess.
Yes.
And that's going to lead to militarism. That's it.
There was one part where they said, have we ever fired anything, like shot at?
Yeah.
Right. Instantly you said, well, shit. I mean,
well, LA battle, but the Battle of LA.
Yeah, the Battle of LA.
But that was in the 40s.
They
the Vietnam incident.
How far can they go back? So,
what's up, Off-World Adam?
How's it going, Rich? Cheers.
Man?
Yeah, there was a Vietnam incident I heard about. The firing. Yeah. There was missiles fired at an object, and then they disappeared, and then came right back at whoever fired it.
All of the bullets they fired at the UFOs fired back at them. Their own artillery came back at them. That's unbelievable. It was like repelling their bullets and everything else. That's crazy.
It's almost on a psychic level, almost. It's
right. But that was in the 70s. They're trying to stay now, current, or 60s. They're trying to stay now. I don't think we're ever going to have, I don't know. Where are we going to go from here? So what's next? I can't even think, because I think it's all out in the open now.
People got to do it for themselves. I mean, look, if the military, granted, look, it's hard to keep up with the military and the people that design their equipment and stuff. But it's not to say that civilians can't get together and go ahead and make their own equipment. Look at the astronomy. Anybody can go to the store and get a nice decent telescope. Why can't you get something that's a little bit better than that, and then have everybody, join in. I don't think that the best stuff in the world is the military, especially given what they have, or that it can be the best. There's nothing saying that. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit on that, because look, once we start getting equipment just as good as the military, what are they going to do? Take it from us, right? I mean, that's what I see.
Well, that's their biggest fear, is that they're working with these black project programs and private investors and all that, and they're afraid they're going to take the technology and go their own way and not give it to the military and start their own country. I don't know what they're thinking, but the possibilities are endless, and the government's really worried about that. But they didn't mention anything like that today. They didn't say anything it was just so fast for an hour and a half. It was just like a shit show. It was really boring, and I don't know.
They all had a shot clock. I'm like,
they all had a shot.
I love the part where they skipped over the words and stuff, and Mr. Gallagher made them trip over the words and made them just look stupid. It was great.
That one guy was asking the same question. He's like 3 times he had to ask him, any civilian? So again, and they're saying there's no consequences for fake reporting. Are they talking about civilians or pilots? Probably pilots, I would think, in military.
But that's
either that or it's.
And why would somebody in the military want to make up a fake report? Has it happened already? Makes me wonder.
Well, that's what they said. Now they're more. Go ahead, Dorothy.
Oh, I wonder if they're talking about people who put out false reports online in the general community, as opposed to military people.
Yep, and I have something that I'll bring up here in a minute. Mick West said our government is engaged in a deception, just not a brilliant one. It's to cover up how they were fooled by Harry Reid and James Lakatsky about the nature of OSAP Paranormal UFO Investigation Program.
Well, that's it. When they started talking about narrative, that's immediately what I thought of. I was like, look, it's gonna destroy, all the narratives, the people that they have out there trying to give you this information. And they'll say that it's not disinformation, but really sure shit looks like it is.
Go ahead.
Well, no, that's it.
Oh,
sure. Yeah, given look at when they spoke about narratives, that's the first thing that clicked in my mind. I'm like saying their narrative, they're speaking as if it's our narrative or the general public's narrative, or maybe individual groups' narratives like TTSA or something or whatever. And that's immediately what I thought of when I heard that.
Ronald Moultrie, that guy who was running it, says here a lot of individuals and groups that are putting information out there that could be considered to be somewhat self-serving. We're trying to do what's in the best interest of one. So it is harmful, it is hurtful, but hopefully we get more information out there. We'll start to lessen the impact of some of those spurious reports. And then lastly, so just taking that a step further, so those that misinformation, false narratives manufactured, so what are the consequences? Are there legal consequences? Are there examples that you can give us to where people have been held accountable by this misinformation or disinformation? And I don't know if they're talking about people like me and you, but it seems like it.
It seems like Lou. I want to know.
It is. That's like Lou saying it. Well, but there's a lot of individuals and groups that are putting information. That's Lou verbiage.
But that's Lou.
Well, how can that be legal?
He's not getting burnt because it's not real. So what I got out of that is they don't get you if it's true, but if it isn't, they don't care.
Right.
So that's why Lou's able to do what he's doing, because they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is. They don't care. He's not releasing any military secrets or nothing, because it's fake. It's all fake. That's why. Because they're not after him. They would shut him down if it was real.
Right.
Yep.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
That's what I got
true.
out of it. That's
Great
what I
point.
And
So
these
anybody that says they're a
whistleblowers and all
government,
this stuff, they would not be able to talk. If
I
that,
totally agree with
you know,
that, Corundum. Anybody that's a government insider, I mean, and speaks of this stuff, you
that's right.
automatically can just, and you're not arrested, you're talking bullshit. I
And
totally agree with
it's come from the horse's mouth,
Well,
man, right from them,
yeah.
saying
Yeah.
they did not pursue, like they would not pursue that stuff because it's just why it's not true. It's not hurting us in
Yeah.
any way. Yeah.
Cosmic Neighbor says, no, they're talking about the ones who are on TV screaming government cover up and acts of war BS.
Well, maybe.
That
Yeah, but
too.
how is that legally binding, though? I don't understand
Can't be.
where that come from.
Just
Can't.
more censorship, I guess.
Yeah.
A reason for it?
It's a very broad kind of envelope they're given there for that, and maybe GoofOn might be on the edge of that. You never know, but if it wasn't for channels like GoofOn,
right,
it's almost like a preparedness instead of mass psychosis, like everybody freaking out, whatever. But like it's at least opening doors to what if, you know, we're observing things like, hey, it's not really, you know, they're really there. It's not. I don't know. I think everybody would go into mass hysteria if
they would.
If everything would.
They would.
Well, yeah,
just
because we're
released at once.
Yeah, because they're trying to scare them. I mean, Jesus.
When I heard that,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So when I heard that legal thing, I'm like saying, are they actually gonna think on pressing charges against somebody? I mean, why else would you even mention it? I'm sorry, Ibnar
Stratibus? Peter Shimlin mentioned extraterrestrial. Glad, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
what did
that
they
was
call
a great
you, the
divide.
Fib and Five or whatever. What was it?
Yeah, there was people that were hardcore into the alien side and people that were hardcore into the non-terrestrial side. Oh yeah.
Thanks, Ibnar. Appreciate that. I know it was really interesting to hear them say that extraterrestrial. Shane Rodriguez, Lantonio, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? I just finished up watching the conference through your channel from this morning. I was at the doctor this morning, so I couldn't see it live. But I just got the notification that you were on early. I just realized you were on early again this week. I forgot again.
And probably forever now.
But yeah. Oh, well, that's good because it's a better time for me at least. But
yeah. I talked to Cambian a little bit. And we're enjoying it. So I like the time change.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah,
but so what'd you think? What was your take on it?
Probably just the same as everybody else. It's just more shit we already heard before, and very, like you were saying, historic yet not. You know.
Word salad.
Well, if it's so historic, why did they only spend an hour and a half or so? I mean, and that's what I'm like saying. You wait 50 years to do an hour and a half. I'm like, at least make it 3, at least.
Well, 6 cents. By historic, I probably mean the same thing as Rich said earlier. Like historic that it actually happened at all.
Well, see what happened historically with the last one that they had. They didn't get anywhere, did they? I mean, I'd have to go and review it again. I mean, I seen it today where I could watch it, but I didn't watch it yet.
They didn't get anywhere because there hasn't been another one in 50 plus years.
Well, that's what I mean. What happened 50 years ago? Did they get anywhere? And if you look on the clip that I had there, here I'll link it into the private chat here, and it might be worth watching. Just give me a second.
Yeah, I really want to check.
So
in
what about
the other
interterrestrials? I wonder if they're.
What's that?
I wonder why interterrestrials are never spoken about.
Because that's hollow earth, man. You kidding me? People living in the earth?
But, I mean, if it's so far out there to think of things in the sky, what about things underneath us? Like, I don't know. If the mind's going to be open
I think they're
to
in the
that,
ocean.
why not?
That,
Yeah?
James, buy me a Coke.
Yeah, I think James Cameron got it right when he made that movie, The Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
And the aliens are underneath. They're way down there where we can't go. And they're just chilling.
No.
It's the best place to hide. 3/4 of the earth is covered in water. We
That's
can't
weird
get to it.
We know more about Mars' surface than we do our own oceans. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean,
What do you think about that
Pretty
one?
sad, actually.
That one video that had like a merman, and he pushed off the.
Oh, that was all made up. That document,
Was
that
that
fake
BS?
mock documentary. Yeah, that came out to be all actors and everything. It was just
You know, NASA's.
Okay.
Sorry.
yeah, I thought it was real too, dude.
Yeah, at first I did too.
But I'm not sure
You know,
though. I
NASA
think
started looking under our oceans, right?
what's that?
When NASA first started, they were an ocean-based company. They looked into our oceans before we ever, and it was harder for them to look in our oceans than it was to go into space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, they would do things in like swimming pools and stuff like that.
Here's the last congressional hearing, I believe, or something like it. Let's take a listen. It's a minute and a half.
The CIA now would enter the picture by convening a panel of top
Rod
scientists
Serling.
to examine the UFO phenomenon. The CIA's concern was that recent waves of sightings might constitute a threat to our national security. The thinking was that the enemy could exploit UFOs as a decoy in the preparation for an attack on the United States. 5 outstanding scientists and various Air Force and CIA representatives were to meet on Wednesday, January 14th, 1953. Among the panel members was one associate member who was destined to have more experience with the UFO phenomena than any other American scientist to date, Dr. J. Allen Hynek, astrophysicist and head of the astronomy department of Northwestern University. I was called into the meeting on Thursday. The panel members were seated around this table. It was a rather somber and impressive occasion, actually. I was a junior member, and I remember feeling considerably nervous and apprehensive about being in front of this powerhouse of scientists. But then for the past 4 years, I had been scientific advisor to the U.S. Air Force on this very problem. I came away from the meeting and from the room with the distinct feeling, however, that the panel had deliberately moved to debunk the whole subject and not to give it the serious scientific attention which it deserved.
Unbelievable. What a great...
Is that a replay almost identical to what happened today?
I know.
That's what I see.
Isn't that crazy? This national security threat, everything. Zen Master Me, thank you very much for the $2 super sticker. It's amazing how the narrative will never change, because that's the only way they can get funding for anything anywhere. What a beautiful kitty, Dorothy.
Yeah.
Where? Oh,
here's the interloper, Rich.
Oh, wow.
The Dineros.
During the show.
I couldn't hear what she was saying. What was that?
Oh, I just said this is the interloper that keeps messing with me when I'm trying to type during your show. He sits right on my hands.
Oh, what a beautiful coat.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you a picture of my old cat named Maui. Looks almost identical to your cat.
He's sweet. He's got mittens in the front and socks in the back.
Yeah. That's my Maui. A Mystic 15 with a $10 super chat. Yeah. If military pilot made a false report, they would be prosecuted under U.S. UCMG, lose their flight status, busted in rank, fined, jailed, and kicked out with 0 benefits. Similar with inaccurate reports. Wow. That is unbelievable. Thank you for that, by the way.
Didn't they say they wanted to change that today? Yep. They said something to the effect of, we'll have to be, wouldn't it be right to at least listen to what they have to say? Of course, secure the data first. That's the most important thing, because that's actually what's going to confirm your story or what the object was and stuff. So maybe if there was anything that might have been beneficial, it might have been that.
The only way they can get funding is if it's a threat. And it'll always be a threat.
Yeah.
Always.
Like Gorilla said, the threat narrative. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Agreed.
It's funny. Like, we're all sitting here trying to think of stuff to say, and it's hard to come up with anything because we've said it all so many times over the last week, 2 weeks, waiting for this day. And we talked about everything in less than an hour. I don't know what else we could touch on, but I just would like to know where you guys think what is the next step here? How do we keep this momentum?
It seems
I
like
think the only way to go is to do it yourself. I mean that I mean,
No, I'm
granted,
talking about government. How does the government keep it going for the public? Because now that we had the congressional hearing, not one thing might happen for the rest of the year.
Okay, I got an answer to that. I was speaking with Area 503 about this. Maybe being that they don't ever, even if we do FOIA requests, we never really get the whole thing, and it's 95% redacted. We never really learn anything from them damn things, anyways. And if we do, it's very, very little, and they're really shady about what they actually offer you. Well, maybe it should be this: if it's actually a national security threat, why don't you limit the amount of time before the FOIA, before you don't even need to do a FOIA request? We're just going to release the information because look, let's say 50 years is the example I used. If you can't defend yourself with technology that's 50 years prior to that, what the hell are you doing? That's my grief with that. I mean, at least release it at some point later. I mean, we didn't even get the full John F. Kennedy stuff. I mean, really, is that a national security threat? Yeah, now? Yeah, I highly doubt that. Or anything that's 1950 or prior, all the 1937, 39, 42, or 46, whatever the dates are there. I don't see those as a national security threat. 50, 80 years later, I don't see that.
They do. And that's because it's because of technology. That's all. They just don't want anybody knowing about what they have.
Yeah, so set a time limit on the
money
FOIA
laundering.
or holding this information, and then just release it to the money laundering, and release it to the public. At some point.
They can't if for some reason they need to keep us protected.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
they
wondering.
do know. Let's say they do know what it is and what this phenomena really is. Maybe they know now, and what they're trying to do is put it off as something else to not really scare the shit out of us.
Well,
Maybe.
that's why
I'm just looking at it that way too.
That's why I thought that clip,
It's the
and I
same with
just
national
happened
parks.
to have it, and
They
I
don't-
watched it today, and I'm like saying, "My God, this is almost identical to what they did today." And here it is. I mean, from none other than Serling. It blows your freaking mind thinking of that. It does mine.
Someone in Twitter was talking about how it looks like we're in the 1950s with the way that we're approaching this, and put up one of those 1950s science fiction films, which is supposedly telling the real story, behind UFOs and all this. And it was exactly the same thing. We're trying to catch them on the radar. It's like, yeah, where's all our new equipment that we've been using all this time? We keep hearing that, oh, we got all these new things coming down. Well, we haven't seen them, so how do we know? How can we trust what they're telling? Yeah.
Right, where's the money going? Yeah.
Funny thing today, remember the beginning when they showed the green Jeremy Corbell videos, and they pretty much they said they were bokeh on, right? That's what they said in the beginning. For those of you who didn't see that.
I think I missed that part.
It says, why did they even waste time showing 2 pyramid videos just to say, sucka, those are bokeh? And that's what they said. The government's admitting they're bokeh, not real UFOs, like Jeremy Corbell was having us believe. That just totally killed everything he's ever done right there. For me, the government called him out as a misinformation or disinformation.
That was great, though.
I have to go back and watch it again because I didn't see it.
Censorship. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
In the end.
I don't know. They started probably exactly 9 on the dot, which is rare for the government to start on time. Jeremy Corbell did tweet today, says, Dear UFO Twitter, Hellfire missiles have been deployed upon the UFO topic, sent to ignite and weaponize your curiosity regarding this ever-expanding universe of UFO understanding and confirmation. Word salad. I know, what is this guy? He's just ridiculous.
Yep.
He should be exempt from UFOs from here on out.
He probably got all excited and happy because they said his name.
That's all he cares about.
I couldn't believe when they did say his name.
Definitely they want control of the narrative.
Everything that scumbag brought to the community has been bullshit.
They want
and
control.
It hasn't been accurate. He tells us, oh, there's a swarm of UFOs over the Russell. They showed us the bokeh. Then he gets us the radar from that incident, says, look at them swarming, and we only see 2 or 3 dots. There's no swarm. A swarm is like 50, man, or 30, you know? This guy, he needs to go. I want Jeremy Corbell banned from ufology. I'm serious. That's my next goal. I think that's a good goal to have.
Maybe that's what they were talking about.
Wait, what?
Maybe that's what they. I'm sorry, Dorothy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe they already did that today with that declaration. Being bogus.
Maybe he'll call us behind the barn.
Nah.
Say you label disinformation as fiction. What's wrong with fiction?
Oh, they asked that. That's another thing. Now that you brought that up, they asked the guy. I can't think of his name. The representative there. They asked him, "Are you like a fan of sci-fi and this and that?" And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna break the ice here and say this." He did. I mean, and is that wrong that he's a fan of sci-fi? I mean, maybe as a kid, and this is how he explained it. As a kid, this is what got me interested in this stuff. And I got to say, me too. As a kid, I was interested in all the space stuff once I started first seeing it. You know, in planets and in solar systems and universes. So, but I think that they were trying to discredit him and saying, look, now that you believe in this sci-fi shit, that means that you can't do your job. Right. And I don't think that that's proper.
So next, we probably, wow, I just can't imagine. There's probably going to be a transcript that's going to come out next. And everybody will go over word for word, so that they'll just keep rehashing this hearing for months to come on.
It'll be another 50 years.
There's nothing to talk about. What?
Yeah, it'll be another 50 years before they do it again. So
yeah, I know.
They're going to pull every single breadcrumb they can from this, of course. Yeah, I totally agree.
We're still pulling breadcrumbs out of the
release
gimbal.
A transcript, but it'll be redacted.
They're pulling breadcrumbs out of their ass. Jesus Christ.
Somebody mentioned it. What's up, Justin Reese? Somebody mentioned it earlier about 10 minutes ago. The only way anything will happen is if there's a major sighting.
That a civilian sighting that you can't deny. I don't see that coming from the military. No. You know they're going to keep their mouth shut
anytime soon, though.
No.
Yeah, me either.
Really don't. We haven't had a major sighting like that since when? 2005 or 6, China?
20 years.
Or O'Hare incident?
Mm-hmm.
When? Does anybody remember? You had the Phoenix Lights in 97. Then you had the O'Hare in 05. The what?
Maybe they saw the hell with these humans. We're out of here.
Maybe Blue Beam was postponed because... Oh, sorry. I must be lagging.
You are a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, Blue Beam. We got wise to it, so they're like,
did mention
it's a threat. Yeah,
so
they did mention
Blue Beam. Has to do with that, maybe.
I'm sorry.
So they kept the threat narrative as the main, talking point. That we need to make sure that these aren't our adversaries getting this information and creating bombs with it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know how you can get any information at all from a video or a picture. Okay, we know objects can go right, left, up, down the way they're saying at 90-degree turns. Oh, what kind of propulsion did you see? Well, we didn't see anything because it's inside the ship. So how did it propel that way? We don't know.
Right.
So how is that giving up any secrets? Show us the damn videos.
Right. Yeah, and that's it. And he said that there was no observable propulsion system.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just what he said.
I'm not sure. Maybe David Fravor and Alex Dietrich saw a submarine just under the water shooting up some sort of hypersonic drone that can be shot out of the submarine. And as it's going up, it stops for a second and it's about to drop back down. Then it takes off, like Fravor said.
Whenever I hear about that, I think about the ICMBs that can be
maybe that's that
launched
cruise
from.
missile that went by that airplane that one time.
Right.
Maybe that's what that was.
Yeah, in February, went over Southwest Airlines. I
It's
know.
theoretical. Yeah.
It is.
It's theoretical. Why not?
Big time, bro. Yeah, good call on that. Here's
Whenever
what. Go
Whenever
ahead.
they speak of the transmedium stuff, I always think of the ICMPs that they launch from submarines, and we definitely have them. And is that transmedium? Certainly is. Certainly is.
That's not it. I mean, that's
Or that
the Jeremy
radar jamming
Corbell tweet.
Test or
Right,
something.
radar jamming. Don't we have
but
radar
same
jamming
deal.
rockets?
Yeah, same sort of deal for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that he mentioned that too. We don't want to give up the ability, what we have for abilities of detecting these things too. And again, I agree with the military secret side of it. Otherwise, I mean, if the fact is that the enemy sees that we can identify their ship that they say is unidentifiable, now we just lost. We threw our card. We revealed our cards. And
I just thought the same thing, Sixth Sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or
but give us something.
The third party as unknown and a threat to all of us, but it's really us, so to speak, right?
Me to the world.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's just the Chinese.
Yeah.
Well, that guy, Scott Bray, that deputy director.
It's Russia, man.
Yeah.
He said they haven't uncovered anything non-terrestrial in origin, even though there are incidents they can't explain. Doesn't mean it's alien. Yeah.
Well, that's it. If you can't identify it, I mean, and I'll always go back to this. If it's unidentifiable in every single way, given all the data you have, it's a definition of UFO. It's not automatically an alien craft just because you can't identify it. Is it something weird or some new technology? Possibly. Is it something from out of this world? You could say possibly. But you can't say it's alien controlled if you can't identify anything about it. Especially the propulsion system. I mean, I thought that was a big thing, saying that, look, did you identify any propulsion system? No. Well, then it was either standing still like a balloon, or it was just some anomaly. And I'm stuck on that kind of that path, that most of these things are anomalies.
DARPA's balloons could hover at the edge of space indefinitely. So we're going to start seeing all of these. We're going to start seeing those Starlink things, more and more of those. There's going to be 40,000 of those satellites launched by the time they're done in 10 years. 40,000 to just give the internet to the world. I don't think so.
Yeah, we got to take it upon ourselves to do this. That's how I see it. We're not going to get anything from the military. We're not going to get anything from Congress. We're not going to get anything from these people and these projects that they create, that the government creates. And I really do believe it's just for money or a bigger government. That's it. They want bigger government. Paying $800 for a toilet seat and $300 for a roll of toilet paper. It's ridiculous. They totally waste their money and they don't even care. And especially with stuff like this. We got nothing from that. And if we did, it was very, very small, whatever it was.
Hey, come on, man.
Yeah, we're having, it seems like there's an issue going on. It looks like my internet is real shady right now, and some people aren't getting the show, they're saying. It looks like we dropped about 30 people just fell off from nowhere. It's weird. Of course, I can see the show.
I had a horrible lag issue. I thought it was my phone. I had to reset it, but yeah, something was going on with your channel for sure.
Yeah, it looks fine here on StreamYard. Don't.
Looks fine now.
It always looks fine on StreamYard, even when it goes
crazy.
down.
I'm not sure if it's on my end or.
Looks okay on YouTube. Also, I'm on 2 places here.
Yeah, it looks okay for us. Maybe, I don't know, but well, I can't think of anything else we could talk about. So I think we've said it all. So we'll have to continue this when the next the next big event happens. So I want to thank you guys for coming on, Guerrilla Gamer. Yeah. Thank you, Dorothy. Shane Lantonio, thank you. Off-World Adam, 6 cents.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go. Thank you very much for hanging out.
Hey, thanks,
And,
Rich. You know, I mean, I think that this is what more people should do is talk about this stuff. You know, don't just let the government say what they're going to say and not go ahead and criticize them for what they're doing and what they're not doing. So thank you very much there, Rich. I'm gonna head out here. Dorothy,
Yeah, brother.
Gorilla Gamer, Off-Worlder, Shane, y'all have a good night. Everybody on YouTube.
Yeah, you too.
Y'all are great here in this audience. Thank you very much. I'm gonna
always a pleasure.
It's the
Thanks, bro.
family.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to let you guys
Yeah.
go here. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
Rich,
you.
thanks for having me on. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks.
See you later,
Thanks,
Pam.
Shane. Appreciate it, brother. Talk to you soon. Well, thank you, everybody. Lord Ludacris, thank you for the $2 great panel tonight. Keep rocking in the Free World Super Chat. Mucho gusto, generoso. And we'll be back tomorrow night. There's not much else to keep saying over and over and over and over. I don't think I want to, take everything away from what happened or what didn't happen today by just repeating ourselves over and over. So thank you for hanging out tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. That is the new time. I'm pretty sure we're going to stay on that. And in 32 minutes, Stephen Cambion on Truth Seekers will be live tonight, he told me. So make sure you tune in to Truth Seekers. Thank you, moderators, super chatters, veterans, and newcomers for hanging out. Without all of you, this show doesn't exist. And we are Truthology for ufology. Good night.
There's a good thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over Jerusalem? And why did it sound like one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?